I don't want to do this. Okay, here we go.
This is the North End. This is the North End.
Hey guys, it's JP California here, coming at you guys from a 37 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny, warm Southern California. And not only am I feeling the heat, but Aston Villa is too. And so here we go with our 5 things we learned about Aston Villa against Arsenal, August 31st, 2022. Pardon me if I ever have to drink water because it really is that hot. Number 1, Steven Gerrard's stubbornness. Steven Gerrard has really only played 2 formations in the last 10 months of his time at charge at Aston Villa. And that has been a 4-4-2 diamond and a 4-3-2-1, also named his Christmas tree. But this Christmas tree doesn't have presents. It has bags of, well, dog poop under it, because Aston Villa again showed very little when it came to the ability to shut down Arsenal's 4-2-3-1. And it was all too often that Arsenal was able to find their 2 holding mids and then bypass Villa's weird, awkward 5-man midfield to their 3 or even 4 attacking players, literally cutting Villa open many, many times over and over again. Steven Gerrard has been shown to stick to this formation, and he just seems very reluctant to try and pack a midfield or to close people down or to tighten up against really top-level teams. His record against the top 6 is extremely poor. I think he only has 1 win out of about 14. So for me, this is a really damning statistic. And he probably should have done better against a very top-level Arsenal team because, like my dog in the background, Aston Villa looked like shit. Literal shit. Number 2, Steven Gerrard seemed to be focusing on defense. It was very clear to myself watching that even though he picked this formation, they did try and stay very construct in this formation. Anytime the Arsenal back 4 had the ball, the formation was there. And it seemed like they tried to tighten up, but it still had no endeavor. And every corner Arsenal got, Villa were very, very worked extremely hard to win the ball out. I'm struggling with my words because it is so hard to not get emotional about this game. But for all the huff and puff Villa players had, it just wasn't there. They focused clearly this week on formation without the ball and to protect against these corners, and it still didn't work. And so I don't know if Steven Gerrard is not getting his tactics across well. I don't know if the players are no longer having enough buy-in for him, if they're not working for him, if he's lost the dressing room. But his focus on defense has left a lot of wanting on the attacking end. We scored a goal, again, straight from a corner, and besides that, looked like we had no intention or no ability to get in the box. I've seen a few times where Matty Cash gets the ball outside the Arsenal box, and there's 1 Villa player inside the Arsenal box. This is really, really a poor side for a team that has Philip Coutinho, Emi Buendia, Danny Ings, Oli Watkins, John McGinn. There's no attacking impetus because it looks like he is strictly working on defense. And he even says in the post-match that Villa are trying to cut out leaky goals. But the problem is if we don't score any goals, we can't win matches either. And we're still not keeping out goals. This is damning words from Steven Gerrard, pretty much stating that whatever they're working on just isn't happening. And you can see the frustration, not only defenders' faces, but one of the top players at Villa, Emi Martinez, his face after that second goal was just frustration and dumbfoundedness. He clearly is unhappy by his side's defense, and the tactics behind it are not helping. Number 3, Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz has to start. He started the last game against West Ham, and it's when he was subbed out that the tides changed. It's not shocking that when he was subbed in, Villa started to get their foot on the ball, and it's when they got their goal. He was the goal scorer directly from a corner again. He needs to start. The passion wasn't lacking from the midfield 3. They're just too similar. Jacob Ramsey and John McGinn are both carriers of the ball, and Douglas Luiz is really the passer of the ball in one of those two-man eights. And he needed to start. And the fact that he isn't getting enough starts is a shocking idea from Steven Gerrard. I don't know what he sees in John McGinn and Jacob Ramsey day in and day out to justify leaving out the man who can keep a ball in the midfield. I know there's contract issues. Apparently there is a 3 or 4 year contract on the table. A lot of people saying it's done and dusted. Villa just need to come out with it. Maybe after this loss, they will drop it tomorrow to appease the fans. But shit doesn't look good when he doesn't start. And why would he sign a contract if he isn't getting starts at this club, a club that is now in 19th place? If I were Dougie, or I were Dougie's agent, I would be telling him, hey, move at the first chance you get, or don't sign that new contract. But it's shocking that Steven Gerrard still does not start with Douglas Luiz. Number 4, and it's one that I've been touching on weeks and weeks for now. Repeat issues. Not only do we continue to look poor from set pieces in defense, but we constantly are giving up a goal after scoring a goal. Villa have now scored 4 goals this season, and we've conceded within 2 minutes after 3 of them. That is a morality issue. Clearly the players are down. Clearly the players are struggling with certain aspects of the game. And for Steven Gerrard to be a man who walked in and changed the dressing room as soon as he got here, it's shocking that he can't change the dressing room now. Maybe it's his constant throwing people under the bus and attacking players in the media, but it doesn't look good. It's starting to get to that routine of what managers do when they know they're under the pressure and their contract or their time at the club is running out. He can't fix the same repeated problems over and over. Struggling to score goals, and when we do, we give up a goal right away. And our lack of defense from corners is just utterly damning. And for someone who potentially might want to take the reins at Liverpool sometime in the future, this doesn't bode well for his managerial contract. Yeah, it's a pretty somber day today for Villa fans. And number 5, this picture right here, the lack of average running per game. It's been floated around on social media that Aston Villa are one of the lowest in the average distance covered per game. That's a statistic right there to fire a manager. A manager who cannot get a team to run don't get the wins. On average, the bottom 3 teams or the bottom 5 are usually the 3 or 4 worst performing run-wise in the whole EPL. This isn't like, hey, we got a new manager to get out of it. This is hey, we are in relegation problem territory after 5 games. This is terrible news for a team who, for the last 4 seasons, have been one of the top spenders in the EPL. It's not good enough. And for Steven Gerrard as a manager, this just reeks in his face of the inability to get squad change and to get team change. So I don't know if this is a lack of togetherness, a lack of conditioning, or a lack of passion pushed on by the manager, but it is a shocking drop-off. Because Aston Villa weren't in the bottom 3 last season, but they are now. And this is just not good enough for a team that constantly this summer talked about pushing for a European place. So the clock is ticking. I think Steven Gerrard has 3 games to change his fortunes. Man City, Leicester, and Southampton. And I think at a minimum, he needs 4 points. If he doesn't, I think he's getting the can. There are major whispers that Aston Villa hierarchy met with Mauricio Pochettino yesterday in London. So we will see what is coming of this. But the tides are turning, and they are turning fast. And I think Steven Gerrard is no longer swimming with Aston Villa, but he is sinking. Let's look over those 5 things. Steven Gerrard's stubbornness. Steven Gerrard focusing on defense, and it ain't helping. Number 3, Douglas Luiz needs to start. Number 4, repeat issues from corners. And number 5, lack of average distance covered from the Aston Villa squad. This is JP California after another somber day here in hot, sunny Southern California. And I think Aston Villa are in the depths of hell right now. We'll see what happens or if change will be made regarding Steven Gerrard's managerial post at Aston Villa. Aston Villa fans, keep the faith. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe. Give me a comment. Watch our average weekly post where we go over all of the weekly EPL games. We get into content that is not just Aston Villa specific. We got Manchester United content. We got Tottenham content. We got Liverpool content. Get after us, guys. From everyone from the North End, thank you guys. Have a great Wednesday.
This is the North